Da-da-da-dum. Good afternoon, everybody. We are bang on time. It is 3 p.m. It is 4 p.m. on Monday. I don't know what day it is. On Monday, the 8th of July. How is everybody doing? For those people who don't know us, my name is Ross. This is producer Petch. Together we run actonthis.tv. That's Act On This, the TV Actors Network. If you are an actor, you love acting, you want to work more on TV, and you actually want to earn money out of your career, come and get a membership to actonthis.tv. We'll talk all about it today, amongst lots of other chat as well, but we've got some incredible guests coming up. Basically, we sit down every single week with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV. We host private Zoom calls for our members and really get the info that actually pushes your career forward, the real stuff that you can implement, act on, and actually land TV work, get paid to be an actor, as opposed to struggle working all the day jobs in the world that people do, getting nothing out of their career. We've got a community of 1,000 inspired actors constantly working. Shout out to Helen Crevel, landed a role on Casualty this week. John Livingston landed a role on Malpractice, ITV Malpractice, season 2 of that. Lots of people have signed with agents. It's all going down, Petch. Over to you. How are you doing on this beautiful Monday afternoon? It's sunny in Manchester for once.
I wouldn't know. I've got my my blind closed.
No, now you're ruining the virtual illusion. We're in these beautiful offices. Look, it looks sunny.
Oh, that window over there looks nice, but that blind over there on the other side.
Oh, okay.
So I can't see anything.
We are definitely in these £2 million offices, folks. There is nothing virtual about our backgrounds whatsoever. So yeah, shout out to everybody for being here. Thank you so much if you're tuning in live on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. We're going live multiple times each week in the afternoon to talk about lots of different topics in the acting industry. And today we're going to talk, Petch, about looking at the one thing that I believe everybody should do this week in order to move their acting career forwards. And I know a lot of people, because of the title of this video, will have clicked it because they think that we're going to tell them what that one thing is. But we're actually going to flip it. Surprise, surprise. You, over the next 55 minutes... I know, sneaky. You guys, over the next 55 minutes, are going to figure out what that one thing is for you. You're going to share it with us. We're going to give you advice on it if we can help you achieve that thing. And then we're going to hold you guys accountable this week so that you actually get that one thing done. I'm going to share my one thing. Petch is going to share his one thing. At the end of this video, we're going to play out a video called The One Thing, which is amazing. It took us 10 years to make that video, Petch, that we're going to play out at the end. Yeah, you edited it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I remember editing it when I was 18 through to 28. long time.
No, it literally took us 10 years because at the end of every session we do for members of Act On This, at the end of those Zoom calls I mentioned, we ask the question, what is the one thing you want every actor in the industry to know? And we compiled the last 10 years of answers from our guests. We've been running actonthis.tv for 14 years. We started asking this question 10 years ago. And yeah, we've got a compilation video from some of the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV saying what their one thing is, the one thing they want you all to know. So while people are thinking of their one thing, and before we share ours, Petch, what's going down in the chat? Have we got people joining us on YouTube? Shout out to you guys, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, not Facebook.
Ryan, the real Ryan Anthony over on Instagram has said, "Hey guys, long time no see. General update. I now have an agent. I've had lots of self-tapes and a London audition with Carmel Cochran in a couple of weeks. Oh,
yes.
Well done. Done.
And Carmel is coming on actonthis.tv to do a session with us. I think it's going to be in August, end of August. Fantastic casting director, loves discovering new talent, has some great TV projects. Yeah, fair play, man. Did you say Ryan, was that?
The real Ryan Anthony. The
real one, not the fake one. Ryan Anthony, thanks for your real self being here. Who else have we got? Petch, what's coming through on YouTube? Anything?
Julie Morgan saying, I'm here, but not for long.
Julie's working. I think she put a comment before. Well done for turning up, though.
Has said, afternoon, Ross and Lee.
All right, Sharon, very formal. RG and Petch.
Eleanor Tata has put hello to the most charming acting motivators in the industry.
Oh, well, I love that. We're here all day for that, Eleanor. So thanks ever so much.
Samantha Lawton has said that you've lost an hour.
Yeah, no, I said it's 3 p.m. No, it's not. It's 4 p.m. We've had a crazy day already. it's getting a bit overwhelming. We're running a lot of stuff at actonthis.tv at the moment. We've got our first TV Role Fast Track course coming up again for 2024. We've got some great live calls. I was talking to Alyssa Rogers, Emmy-winning casting director Alyssa Rogers, who's on with us next Tuesday night. We've got Petch's big quiz this Thursday night. it's all happening. And obviously after a weekend, we come back to a lot of questions in our Facebook groups and our private community and Acts on This that need addressing. So yeah, we've lost the whole day today, to the point where Petch before was getting so overwhelmed, he told me he's going to become a train driver instead.
Yep. I'm looking into it as we speak. That's my one thing.
His one thing is to research how to become a train driver. Forget the acting industry, train driving. I don't know if there's any acting work out there for train drivers. It's not a day player role that comes up in Coronation Street quite often, Petch, that unfortunately.
Yeah, fine. I'll just take it as a normal job.
Take it as a normal one. Any more?
One thing, yeah, Sharon Spink has asked, what if the one thing is reliant on someone else?
Well, again, it comes down to accountability. Sharon done it. So if that one thing requires someone who's unpredictable and unreliable, change it. It's got, what's the one thing you can control? If it does involve someone else and they're essential, say for example, there's certain things within the Acts on This business that require other people. I needed Alyssa Rogers to jump on Zoom with me at 1 p.m. today. So my one thing was to message her a Zoom link last night and then check in with her again this morning to make sure that she was going to be there at 1 p.m. She had a good internet connection and she had earphones, because we record a trailer that I'll be putting out this week to show you guys what we're going to be talking about next Tuesday night. So yeah, maybe your one thing, if it's reliant on someone else, is right, I'm going to hold them accountable and I'm going to send that email now, make that phone call now, go and meet them now, whatever it is. So yeah, it depends how flaky and unreliable they are, basically.
And quickly, before we jump into it, Donzy Gray over on Instagram has said, first time listening in to you guys, looking forward to learning new tips for my career.
Boom. Well, let us know what your one thing is and we will help you with that. We'll help you accomplish that, because sometimes you know what the one thing is, but maybe you don't know the steps you need to take to actually, achieve that thing this week. Honest to God, we've been in this industry so long, there is not a question. I really believe there is not a question we either haven't answered before or we couldn't answer. I've spent over 40,000 hours talking to the biggest names in the game about this. So there's plenty that we can help you with, but you must ask questions if you want any help with anything.
Your one thing is to head over to www.actonthis.tv/live. Well, just actonthis.tv and sign up.
Get a membership. Fantastic. Look at that. He's always selling. I love it. But genuinely, if you've got £6.75 a week and you want to hang out with the biggest names in the game and actually get value, as opposed to spending 60 quid on a workshop that never leads to work, come and get a membership. So we're gonna dive into this. So we're looking at we're just looking for some inspiration, some motivation. We're going to hold everybody in this community accountable this week. I think on a Monday, sometimes it can start one of two ways. One, you can be pumped after the weekend, excited about the week ahead, or you can wake up on a Monday sluggish, not feeling enthusiastic about the week ahead, and we want to change that, or we want to inspire you even more during this next sort of 50 minutes where we get clear on what it is that we want to achieve this week. So for me, my one thing is that I absolutely 100% have to choose my final headshots from a new headshot shoot that I had with the amazing Tony Blake recently. Me and Petch went to this headshot shoot probably 5 weeks ago, Petch, something like that.
Longer than that, mate.
Maybe even longer than that. I haven't chosen my shots yet. Petch has. He chose his shots, so I'm going to show some of mine in a minute.
We went before my honeymoon. I chose my headshots on my honeymoon.
Yeah, you did. Oh, it's probably 2 months ago then. So yeah, I've got to do this, and then also I've got
2 months.
It's a long time then in that case. And I've got to choose the edit of my new show reel. Basically, I was quite lucky. I wasn't lucky actually at all. I just know how the industry works. Just going to give myself some props. Basically, got a lot of jobs last year because I know what I'm doing, and there you go. I'll help everybody else get them as well, though. And I've got 5 new credits to put on my show reel. Now, Chris Stone, great show reel editor, has done me 2 versions that he thinks works. He sent me them across. I need to watch them, choose a version, tweak a version, whatever. And then I need to add this new headshot to my show reel. And then that's great so that I can get that out to the casting directors in the industry who I feel, I would be of use to. So my thing this week, because I've got so caught up in what we do at Acts on This, so caught up in all the coaching calls and stuff that we do, that I've just sort of put my own stuff to one side for way too long. Probably, like you say, the best part, maybe 3 months then, since we've had these headshots done. I've got some, I'll show for anybody who's looking for a headshot photographer. I always promote Tony Blake, not because he doesn't pay me, don't get any sort of kickback at all. I'll only ever promote people that I like and I use. But I'll show you just a few of the shots that we've got. Now, some of these we purposely took so that they wouldn't be right, because we can use them as examples in an upcoming course that we run called First TV or Fast Track, to show people really sort of like how they can look one way in their headshots, but that's not authentically them. So some of these shots you'll see, I'm scowling for a reason. So we can use these Petch basically to show people that I might be able to look like that in one shot, but if I walk into the casting room, it's not really authentically me. How do I just share? Here you go. Here's some. There's not many here that I could share, but hopefully people will be able to see that. So in terms of casting types, folks, a lot of people struggle when it's like, oh, you know, I don't know my casting type, or, you know, I've gone to this headshot photographer and I've just got him to try and, or her to try and figure out my casting type for me. Too many people fall into this trap. They walk into a headshot shoot, don't they, Petch? They don't have a clue what they want to get out of the shoot, and they leave it to chance. They just hope the photographer, can get what, you know, a casting director wants from those shots. And they don't know you, they don't know your casting type, they don't know the roles you've played before, and they're just guessing. So what Petch and I did before this shoot is we, you know, analysed our casting type, as I would, you know, recommend everybody does. And we got a list of 5 setups that we wanted to get out of this shoot. Now, one of my setups is I always play, and I have done since the start of my TV career, coppers, businessmen. I always kind of play authority figures, you know, nice ones, as well as sometimes I played a bit of a corrupt copper, actually, a bit of a nasty guy, but, you know, that's not typically my casting type. My casting type is normally authoritative, good guy. So I needed some shots that would show that off. Copper, businessman, you know, professional, could be lawyer, doctors. I play quite a lot as well. I played quite a few doctors in my time. So these shots here that you see were those kind of initial doctor / businessman / you know, potentially copper kind of setup. Now you'll see some I look a lot meaner than I do on others. There is some that I wouldn't use. You know, I just like that one in the middle at the top there. That's not me. You know, these are actually, in terms of casting type, costume wise is me, role wise is me, but type, if that makes sense, is not necessarily me. I'd be more of a chilled kind of. You know, not aggressive type. I've not got all of the shots here, but there will be some smiley ones, I'm sure, at some point. So I need to go through these really and figure out the ones that I want to use. You know, really the 5 shots basically that I want to use on Spotlight. You know, it's one from each setup, and it makes it so much easier when you go through and you know the you know the type that you want in terms of the setup that you want. Because how easy was it to choose yours, Petch? When you got down to it, it was probably like half a day. You weren't posting hundreds in Facebook groups going, guys, I can't decide, please help. You knew what you wanted before you went into the shoot. And then it just means that, you know, we were even checking on the back of the camera as Tony was shooting, weren't we, in each setup, going, have we got the one that we think we're going to use, or a few that we could choose from that we know we're going to use from that shoot? Because so many people don't do that. They don't know what it is they want, and then they end up posting 500 shots in a Facebook group, asking random strangers on the internet to choose the shots that they're going to use for their career. That's the equivalent, when you think about it, that's the equivalent literally of Coca-Cola going and taking 500 shots of, I don't know, a bottle of Coke or some of their product, putting it in a Facebook group and getting Pepsi to choose it for them, or someone that they don't know, getting their competition, or people that they don't have a clue, you know, people who don't know about their brand, don't know what they even want to achieve from that advert, going, can you just choose our advert for us? Because this is what we're going to use. You know, this is what our business is ultimately going to depend upon. Can you just choose it for us? You know, there's no harm in getting, you know, if they got down to the last 3 and they knew every one of them was banging, and then just wanted to do a little survey going, guys, which do you think is the best, you know, I don't know, the best out of these 3 shots? But not 500. So so that's my thing. I've got to go through this headshots. I've got to choose the you know, the 5 setups that I want from each setup. We did more casual shots as well, not just the ones in the business sort of attire there. And then I need to choose the final edit for my new show reel from Chris Stone. So maybe that resonates with you guys. That's something that you need to do. Maybe you've been putting it off. I know I've been putting this off for a while because I've prioritized that's on this.
6th of March is when we
was it? April, May, June. Yeah, it's 3 months. Bloody hell. Yeah. Forget it. Yeah, that's what I mean. I've been putting this off for too long then. So my one thing is that this week.
That's a whole quarter.
Yeah, no, mate. That's how dedicated I am to other people's careers. You know, I mean, luckily mine's still been all right, but yeah, I just know I need new market material like that. You know, I've not had headshots done for 2 years. My reel's not been updated for at least 18 months, 2 years. And now I've got 5, you know, really good TV credits to add in. My reel will be almost completely new in that 2-minute and 20-second edit. There'll be, only a couple of past credits on there, and there'll be all the stuff that I did in 2024, more or less. So that's my thing. Let us know if that resonates with you, and if you've got an idea what your thing is and how we can help.
It does. Quite a few people have said that. Sharon here has said, yeah, I need to get my headshots back.
Get them back, Sharon, or as in you're waiting on them, or do you mean you've got to choose them? Have you already had the shoot, or have you got to book that in, or you're just waiting to get them back? Because chase that if that's your thing. Because it's only Monday. That's why we've done this on a Monday. Because look, let's give ourselves the full week to get this done, and then on Friday, if we go live on Friday, Petch, we'll be asking people if you tune in again if you've done it, and I'll even show my headshots that I've chosen, and I will play out. Here's my commitment: I will play out my new reel on Friday afternoon when we go live.
You just want a platform to show off your reel.
I just want to show off, and just go. Can I have another job? Yeah. What else is coming through, Petch? And then we'll ask what your one thing is, and then we'll get everyone else's.
Di Ellis on Instagram has said, I found choosing my last headshots the easiest ever because I went to the shoot already knowing my casting type.
That's because you did first TV role, fast track Di, and you're a freaking legend, and you hustle, and you just get it. That's what I like about Di. Just gets it. Head down, gets it. No nonsense. Straight talking. Boom.
Same with Karen Best. Karen has put, Tony Blake is so lovely, and I love my headshots from him. It did take me some time to choose them, but I know my casting type, which made it so much easier.
Great. Yeah. I mean, you're still going to get there's still going to be a fair few shots for me to choose from there. And I will be, going through and probably going cross-eyed, going, hang on a minute, they're all looking the same now. But it's going to take me an evening, as opposed to, when I didn't understand this industry, what would have taken me 2 weeks, and then I still would have been confused and probably just let my agent choose them. And I still don't think that's a good idea. I know a lot of people say, oh, you let your agent choose. No. I'm sorry, nobody knows you better than you do. You can certainly confirm them with your agent, say, these are the ones that I'm choosing, are you happy with these? But you ultimately are your business. You know you way better than your agent does, because your agent's looking after 70, 80 other people. You're the one who lies with your head on the pillow at night inside your head. You know yourself better than anybody. Your agent doesn't, and no one can want success in your career more than you. Your agent can't want it more for you than you do. Maybe your agent would rush that decision if she's. I keep saying she because my agent's a woman, but maybe your agent is really busy that week and just, doesn't have time, so isn't as invested as you could be because they're your shots. So no, do take control. Like, you have to be happy as well, because that's the other thing, Petch. How many times we've had it, actors in the Act On This community, they've let their agents choose their shots, and then on the side, they said to us, I don't like the ones they've chosen, and then they don't feel happy about sending their stuff out because they don't like the shots. So they don't want to send their spotlight to casting directors. You have to love what you're sending out.
I had this conversation with a member of Act On This earlier today, and it wasn't about headshots, it was about your show reel. But the same principle applies, is you are your own business. And how many guests have we had on that said, you've got to be, I think it was Andy Morgan who said it initially, but you've got to be jumping for joy.
It was Andy Morgan.
The material that you're sending out. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and Peter Hunt said, actors will get in touch with him. Peter Hunt is the casting director of Hollyoaks, for people who don't know. And he says, so many actors get in touch with him regarding headshots and show reels, saying, I'm not sure if, and he says, well, if you're not sure if, that means there's something that you're not happy with. So all you're doing really is looking for my permission to take it off. You don't need my permission,
That's exactly it. He said, I'm going to play this clip out from Andy Morgan. It's a relatively old one, but it's about getting your shop window in order. I need to get Andy Morgan back on, because he was another cracking session. I'm just going to upload this so I can play it, you guys. This is just about, again, reaching out to casting directors, that thing that everyone's so afraid of, and people still, no matter how much I bang on about this and how much I've tried to spread this message throughout the industry for the last 14 years, people still think you can't do it, you shouldn't do it. Oh, casting directors don't like it. They do. They literally come on Act On This and they beg for people to reach out to them. Literally say, please write to me. Please write to me. It's really helpful. It's really useful if you know this business. It's not useful if you write to them clueless, going, oh, he just cast me. Well, no. You really need to tell me, your casting type, where you are in the industry, what you're looking for right now, why you would be an asset to my show, if there's a particular USP you think aligns with a casting office, etc. But yeah, Andy's cracking. Should I play this out? It's uploaded already. It's been quite fast. It's only a 2-minute clip, folks. This is, you just reminded me then. Let me take us off the screen. I'll play this. And this is Andy Morgan, casting director, great casting director, has cast, I think he put Idris Elba in Luther back in the day. You know,
Good, yeah.
mega guy. Right, let's take us off and play this, folks. What are potential ways to pique your interest without being a stalker and just sort of like overbearing and doing your head in, really?
Before you reach out to anyone, then you have to make sure that your shop window is in pretty tip-top condition, and the chances are at this point your shop window is your spotlight page.
Yeah.
And you have to think of your spotlight page in terms of someone looking at it for the very first time, not knowing you, never having met you. So do your photographs look like you? Are they 15 years old? Have they been through Photoshop 3,000 times? You know, all I want from a photograph is I want it to look like the actor. My personal preference is for playing age to be within a 5-year bracket. Make sure it's clear on there what your native dialect is. You know, don't put 5 native dialects, because then I don't know who you are. Gone are the days when actors could only have a show reel if they had material that had been transmitted on television. We have things called iPhones now, and I've seen actors do extraordinary pieces of work in their kitchen. And I would say to actors, never, ever, ever put anything up, any tape up on your spotlight page that you are not anything other than jumping up and down about. You only want us to see you at your best, especially if it's an introduction. This is how you get on people's radars. You mail us.
Yep.
And any casting director who says they don't want unsolicited stuff, we are only as good as the actors that we know.
I love it. I just think he's great. Really, really good to see. Again, we are only as good as the actors that we know. That once again is your permission to reach out to anybody you think you'll be an asset to in this industry. Stop playing small this week. Maybe your one thing is to stop playing small, stop apologizing, stop having a downer on yourself, stop thinking that you're shit and that everyone else is better than you, or, you know, everything, you know, you can see how things work for other people when it comes to marketing yourself, but that won't work for you. I promise you, we've coached literally thousands of actors over the last 14 years. Everything that I mention Act On This and our guest mention works for everybody. There are no exceptions. There's nothing that special about any of us that makes these things not applicable to us. It's like, well, I could see how reaching out to a casting director and sending your spotlight to them for you would work, but it wouldn't work for me. Why? Why would it not work? Why would it not? What's so special about us? Oh, come on. We're so freaking, like, literally on a DNA level, there's less than 1% difference between any of us, no matter what age, gender, ethnicity, anything you are. There's less than 1% difference between us all on a genetic level. Like, this stuff just works. Marketing yourself, putting yourself out there and doing good work just works. It leads to great things if you do it.
Speaking of marketing, Stevie T Turner has put this: I had new headshots, put together a show reel as best as I could, had a website made to showcase them, but since then haven't done anything with the website, so nobody's actually seen them.
Interesting one, Stevie. I mean, my opinion on this is that I don't want to say this now. You spent all that effort doing the website. I back in the day used to have a website. I think everybody did. I think, you know, back in the early 2000s, it was the cool thing to do. It was like, I could create a website now on WordPress, or, I mean, these days it's very easy on Wix and things like that. But if you're on Spotlight, you don't need one. Ultimately, your shop window that Andy talks about in that clip is just your Spotlight. That there has your details on, your agent's details on. You can put whatever you want in the About Me section, your voice clips, your showreel clips, extra self-tapes, all your skills, absolutely everything. And it just means you've got one place to update stuff. What I'd find, Stevie, is that I would update my Spotlight and then I'd go, oh God, now I've got to go and update. You know, when back in the day when I used to use what was called Casting Call Pro, it's now called Mandy. I don't use it anymore, but I did back in the day. I've got to go and update all my headshots on there, my show reel and my credits. Oh, now I've got to go and update my website. It was just like another place to just drain my energy. So two things: if you are hell-bent on using a website, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. If you put effort in it and you're paid for it, I would love you to get a little bit of a return on that. What I would do if I was you, there's a great Oh, this is giving a little bit of insider information away here, Petch. But this is something that I'm gonna look at on the next iteration of our. We do a flagship program once a year called First TV Role Fast Track, and this is going to be a new part of it this year. But I'm not going to show you how to use it. I'm just going to show you something that I would do. If I can find the website. Come on. Yeah, here you go. This is really cool. I've been using this behind the scenes, and this is pretty decent. It doesn't cost very much, but it's a great way for people to be able to access your website very easily without saying, was it Stevie Turner, did you say, Petch, is the comment?
Stevie T. Turner, yeah.
So Stevie T. Turner, your website might be stevietturner.com or something like that. And then by the time you told it somebody and they go away and are like, oh, right, what was that? Stevie? Oh, was it Stevie B. Turner? And then they don't find your website eventually. This is a really cool app that somebody showed me a few months ago. And I was like, oh, God, this really works. And since then, I've seen a lot of other people in the business space use it, but I think this would be really applicable for actors as well. It's this site here called businesscards.io. And basically what it is you can have this on your phone, and when you're out and about, basically, I mean, it's quite straightforward. It seems really obvious, but they just scan a QR code on your phone with their camera on their phone, takes them directly to wherever you want, whether that's your website, your business card here, where it's got your website, your social media details on, etc., etc. You can design it, change the colors, make it look cool, put your spotlight links on there, different icons, whatever you want. And it just means when you're out in person, you can literally send. What I liked about it is the person wanted me to go and visit their website. My eyes aren't that great either, so I didn't want to get my phone out and mistype it and blah, 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 blah. And they were probably concerned that I'd just forget it and I wouldn't go to it later on. So they just said, oh, just scan this QR code. And I scanned it. It automatically came up in Safari. So I was already on the website. So even if I put my phone in my pocket on the way home, on the train, I could pull it out. It was already on the website, so I could browse it. So if you want to get more views to something, you could equally use that for your spotlight or whatever you want. That's a pretty cool thing that I'm starting to explore more of if you want to send people to certain destinations. There's lots of other tactics we're going to talk about in First TV Role Fast Track, but that's just something that I'm going to go into in a little bit more depth. Which reminds me, Petch, we might as well tell people about the training we're doing. This is something that, just let's get everyone to this now. You're getting early if you're here. We've not told this to anybody else. So I'd say once a year we launch this program for any actors looking to get their first TV role. It's the most proven program on earth. You'll see when we start putting testimonials up from dozens of people who have been through the program, landed their first TV role, some who had not had an audition in 25 years for TV, booked 2 TV roles in 4 months. Without a doubt, the thing I believe in the most that we do. We're running a free training, though, before we launch this program to go over some of the main principles from the program. It's going to be a 90-minute training. It is completely free and it is valuable. It's not some bullshit fake, let's get you there and just sell your stuff. Before we open the program, we will be giving away 90 minutes of really good content that you will find useful even if you don't come and join the main program. If you go to actonthis.tv/training, that's actonthis.tv/training, you can get on the list for the free training. Basically, pop your email address in there and your name. You can watch this little video I've done if you want. But you will get your Zoom link literally sent to you instantly. Just keep it safe. My Zoom account can only hold 500 people. We always end up with more than 500 people registering. And then last year and the year before, people end up getting locked out of the training if they don't, show up early. So make sure you jump on, say 9:45 on the 3rd of August. That's when the training's happening. Saturday, the 3rd of August. We're doing it on a Saturday, so hopefully everybody's available and off work. 10 a.m. till 11:30. actonthis.tv/training. Go and get yourself a free place on that. And again, anyone here looking for their first few TV jobs, hopefully we can help you, regardless of whether you go on to join us for the main program, which is a year-long, in-depth training program and get on your first TV role. But if you want to come join the free training, that is available there as well. So what else is going on, Petch? That's websites.
Oh, yeah, just sticking on that for a second. Stevie T. Turner again has put this, and I'd like your input on this, Ross. Couldn't get on Spotlight because of my name. There's already another actor called Steve Turner, so I was declined.
Right, you would just have to change the name. You can't. It's the same with Equity as well. I mean, I would absolutely, if you can get on Spotlight, 100% get on it. I know there's a bit of controversy at the moment because they put prices up, etc., etc. But it's just an essential tool until something else is better, overtakes it, which is very unlikely with the backing that they have of the industry and the finances they now have, bought out by a huge American company. It is one of those necessary things that even if you don't like it, you're going to find it harder to get work if you don't have it. So I understand there's a few things at play here. If you've got a name that you've built a reputation for, and maybe you've got some credits on imdb.com under Steve Turner or Stevie Turner or whatever, there is going to be a reticence to go, oh God, I've got to change my name to register it with equity and get on Spotlight. But ultimately, it is something that you're going to end up having to do. And the sooner rather than later, the better, because then you're not amassing more credits under a name that you can't use with equity and Spotlight. I understand in the early days it might confuse people a little bit if you've already got a rapport built with casting directors and they know you under a certain name. But we've had many members of our community who've had to do this, and they just reach out. It's a great reason to reach out to casting directors actually and say, listen, I've had to change my name to get on equity, to register with equity and get on Spotlight, because you can't have two people with the same name or an incredibly similar name. And 3 months later, everybody's used to the new name. Like there's a guy, Alan Rafferty, changed his name to Maxwell Earp. Completely different, but I know it already. And so does all the casting directors that he's written to. He's a member in our community who's just done this recently, Steve. So, Stevie. So it is a pain in the ass. I get it. But it's going to make the rest of your acting journey so much easier if you address it sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Nice one. Just sticking on the Spotlight, and then I will get to the training because some people have asked about that as well.
Yep.
Matt Jenkins over on Instagram has said, "Hi guys, is Spotlight as big in the US as it is in the UK, or are other platforms more useful in the States?"
Yeah, it's nowhere near as big in the US at all. You will find international castings put out on Spotlight, but if you're in the US, you want to use things like Actors Access. Backstage is much bigger in the US than it is in the UK. They've come over to the UK, but they've not really made a massive impact. Backstage is very similar in the UK to things like Mandy, effectively, the sort of like the slightly lower end work. So yeah, in the States, casting networks, Actors Access, and Backstage would definitely be three platforms to look at. There no doubt will be others as well. I'm trying to think of some of the names that I see banded around. What's quite interesting this week, I've noticed, for European actors is what's it called? What's the Talenta? E-Talenta. Is it Talenta? Let me find it, because this is quite interesting. I don't know if it's E-Talenta. I know we're getting off America here, sorry about this, but I just noticed something this week that went out on this site. Look at this, folks. I thought this was interesting with regards to everyone kicking off a little bit on Spotlight because they put their prices up last week. But this is a very big European casting website, similar to Spotlight, but for Europe, really. So anyone who wants to work in Europe or is a European actor, this is great. But look at this. E-Talenta is now non-profit. And when you look at it walks through like why they're doing this and lowering costs, and anything that they make above and beyond their running costs, they're going to give to charity, which is pretty cool. I mean, one thing you should know about non-profits, folks, is it doesn't mean that they don't make profit and they can't make profit. They can, and they do. And they can still pay their board and their staff as much as they possibly want. So I could make Act On This a non-profit. And let's say, I don't know, let's just say, we're flying and we're a massive Petch, and we do. This is not where we're at, by the way. Let's say we did £5 million, right? We could still be registered as a non-profit, and I could pay Petch $2.5 million. I could pay myself 2.3 million. And then we could say all the profit made was just 100 grand. That'd be it. So it doesn't mean that you're sort of suddenly altruistic and like all non-profits, they're such angels. They're not. They can pay themselves absolutely whatever they want. But hopefully they just ran a little bit more consciously and a little bit more for the not for profit, like it says. But I thought that was quite interesting that they'd gone not for profit. A member sent me that through, someone called James, I think. So shout out to you, James, if you ever see this. Nice. But yeah, in terms of other casting platforms, Spotlight, no, it's not particularly useful for the US at all.
Beth, I've seen your question. I will ask that a bit later on, so just stick around and we will get to that. Going back on the training,
yep.
Emily Carding has asked, when's the program?
So yeah, I'm going to be able to put loads more information about this. So ultimately, folks, once a year, we run this program, First TV Role Fast Track. If you go to actonthis.tv/first, FIRST, I'll show you that page now. It's actonthis.tv.
Just before we get to there, Don Zagrea said it says places now sold out.
No, that's the old sign up page. First, actonthis.tv/first, not first role. That'll be the old sign up page for the 2023 version. actonthis.tv/first. It's just the word first, nothing else. I'll show you what it looks like. It looks like this. Looks like this page. It's got Lawrence Russell on it, who you'll know is quite a big Twitter, now X, comedy actor. Puts a lot of sketches out, a bit like Johnny Weldon does. So yeah, that's actonthis.tv/first, just the word first, FIRST. You can get on the waiting list for the main program there. So we've got actonthis.tv/training for the free training on the 3rd of August. At the end of that training, we will open doors to the main program. Now, this main program is going to be taught initially over a live weekend on Zoom on Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th of September. So the free training is August the 3rd. That's when the doors will open. But the actual training will take place on the 14th and 15th of September. That will all be recorded because that's going to be 16 hours of course content across that weekend. There is no way you can go through this course during that weekend. We're just basically recording it in front of everybody. So you can ask questions on the fly and that sort of stuff. Then you will embark on a 12-month journey with us where we will literally hold your hand every single day if required. You've still got to do the work. We can't do the work for you. But every single day if required for an entire 12 months. Across that 12 months, you will be inside a private Facebook group with just 100 people who are going through that program. Some of our older students who were in it last year will get an opportunity to jump into the newer version of the program. So there may be a few of those people in there as well. But it's 100 new students a year. We don't let anybody else in bar those 100 people. And that's because we want to keep these tactics and strategies as low-key as possible, as working as efficiently as possible. I just don't want to give this information out to everybody, basically. So it is just for 100 people a year. And then what we'll do is you'll be in that group. We're going to help you literally daily implement this work. It's a year for a reason. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Lots of our members who join this program, some of them get work as soon as 3-4 months. We've had that. A lot of them hit their first TV roles around the 10-11th month mark. That's quite average. So this week, Helen got a part in Casualty. John got a part in Malpractice for ITV. They've been in the program since this time last year. So they're just coming up to like the 11-month mark or so. So it is, we do things properly. We don't shortcut anything. It's like, this is like building the foundation of your career, so that you will not just get one TV job, but you will have, as Andy said there, a shop window and an understanding of how to market that's going to land you job after job after job. I've used this strategy to land 40 TV roles now. Petch bet me when he first did this program that it wouldn't work for him. He got a part on Coronation Street, and then we both did another job on BBC Three's Rec earlier this year. Josh got his job on Emmerdale. He's just shot Coronation Street. People are booking jobs all the time if they implement it. That's the only thing. I can't do the work for you. Petch can't do the work for you. We'll literally be there for you every day. Monday to Friday anyway. If you need it, you can ask questions all day, every day. We will be there for you, but you have to pull your weight. It's for people who really want to commit. No dabbling in this. We're only as strong as the weakest person in the group. We'll all lift each other up, but you must be prepared to do the work. It's the only way it's going to work for you. So that's going to be the 14th and 15th of September. Was it Emily you asked? I can't remember the name. Was it Emily?
Emily, yeah.
Emily, so 14th, 15th of September to learn the program in terms of we're gonna teach it that weekend. If you can't make it live, don't even worry about it. Get a place anyway, because it's going to be the 12 months that really matters. So you're going to get access to the recordings of everything. There's lots of resources, lots of tutorials we're going to walk you through. We're going to teach you how to really decipher your casting type, sort out your headshots, sort out your show reel, write emails in a way that casting directors look forward to actually receiving them. We're going to show you how to track emails, how to get statistics on what's working and what isn't. There's going to be AI in this one as well. We're going to look at self-tapes. I mean, freaking everything. This is just a blueprint of how to win, ultimately. So it'll be a year with us after the 15th of September. And there might be, I've not decided on this 100%, so don't hold me to this. But I think what we might do extra for this intake, Petch, is we might do a quarterly check-in, where it'll be a 2-hour live call once a quarter just with this intake. And that's just like an accountability call to make sure you're on track and that you're doing what you should be doing, and you're doing what you say you were going to do when you signed up to the program. So there'll probably be 4 live calls throughout that year as well. But it's completely proven. Honestly, I believe in this more than anything else that we do. Go and play that video on that page there, actonthis.tv/first. and listen to some of the testimonials. We've just shot another 5 testimonials with people. We've just had another 2 people this week on TV jobs that we're not going to have time now to shoot the testimonial with, but I wish we could. Yeah, if you put the work in, it will work. It just requires hard work and patience, and everyone's on their own little journey in their own time scale. If it works for one person in 4 months, doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. You might just have to hang in there a bit longer, but ultimately, if you rinse and repeat this strategy, you will find it impossible not to make progress. So
I really don't mean for this to turn into a sales pitch at all. Like, these are just the questions that are coming in. John, I've seen yours. I will ask that in just a second, but just because we are here at the moment, Sharon Spink, you've just answered it, to be fair, but I just want to bring it up. Sharon has put, what if you can't make the September days? Emily has also said, I am working then, but on that, because I know you're going to answer it, Emily has also said, is it doable if you have periods where you know you'll not be free? I'm often busy with my theatre work and touring.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about it is, I mean, let me show you the 2023 version of how you take this program in, folks, because, yeah, I mean, this is something that, I mean, to be honest, in terms of us, you know, doing it live in front of an audience, that's when we record it. We do that because, one, I just like the energy the audience gives off. It's great teaching this stuff, you know, not just as a on-camera tutorial that's bloody boring if it's just me and Petch talking to ourselves. It's lovely to have interaction. So, you know, when we've done it in the past, we've had nearly all 100 registrants, you know, students in the program turn up and actually be part of the recording of it. But it isn't a program, like I say, that you do that weekend we record. It is a program that you do over a 12-month period. And how you, I'll show you, this is the 2023 version, First TV Roll Fast Track 2023. You'll see how in-depth this is. Starts off and all of it is broken down into really bite-sized chunks. So basically, there's a welcome section there. You can download our app, so you can take it in on the app. That's our exclusive Facebook group you get access to. There's a workbook that you work through, and then it's broken out in a lovely bite-sized video. So the intro, the core modules that we've got there, day player diagnosis, serial drama system, what to shoot, email excellence, mindset shift. These are the Q&A calls that we record during the actual live event, so that you've got some Q&A to just get on with straight away. If there's some questions people need answering straight away, you've got those. Then we do guest speaker sessions as well. So we will be joined again by some of the best names in the business. Mr. Tony Blake for headshots, Chris Stone for showreels, Peter Hunt, head of Hollyoaks casting, and Mickey Jones, one of the top serial drama casting directors in the country. We've got an action plan section, tutorials. Oh, I can't show some of that stuff because that's a bit secret. And then we've got bonus call recordings for like longer Q&As. There's a bonus call section with interviews we've done with people from all around the industry. And then, as I say, you're in the Facebook group so that you can ask questions all day, every day. So there's probably, oh my God, I mean, what, 30 hours of video here? And you just take it in your own time. Don't get overwhelmed by the amount there. It's broken down. It's a very logical order, and it's paint by numbers. You go, have I got this sorted out? Until I have, I can't move on to this. So it's literally just, we will hold your hand, and if you follow the path, the map we set out for you, it will work.
And you also get access to the Ultimate Contacts database as well.
Yeah, so that's only available normally if you're an annual member of Act On This. So that's normally 279 quid for an annual membership. You will get access to that for free if you get First TV Roll Fast Track, and that's the biggest database in the world of casting director, casting assistant, casting associate, and agents' contact details in the whole of the industry. It's updated almost every week as people move offices. It's got their email addresses, their social media handles, the programs that they are known for casting, spotlight pages, IMDb pages. Petch has put over 300 hours into that, so that's a freebie as well. Thanks,
Last two
Petch.
questions. It's all right, my pleasure. Last 2 questions on this before we move on. The real Karen Michelle on Instagram has asked, is this program for those who can work in the UK, or can it be applied to other markets as well?
I'll be completely straight up and honest with you. It will work in the UK way more effectively than anywhere else. It would not work in the US because the US system is very, very different. It has worked for some of our members in Germany, in Spain, in Europe, but it is geared towards the UK market. Our guests are UK-based casting directors. I mean, they still cast. I mean, they cast the biggest shows in the world, so they cast huge stuff for Netflix and Amazon and all these other these programs that go out internationally. But so much of it is geared to the UK market, particularly the first TV roles, because we would recommend they are on certain shows that do only go out really well. They're made in the UK. They go out in other areas of the world. But yeah, if you're in Europe and you're in America, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to try and sell you something. It's not going to be as effective for you. If you're in the UK, the most effective thing you could do for your career.
Do you want to disclose this? Because Emily Carding has asked, how much is it?
It's going to be, well, no, I will, because I've told people, so it's not a cheap course at all. And again, it's not for people who want to dabble. It's going to be this time. It's going to be the best part of £1,000, Emily. It's going to be £997. There will be payment plans available via Klarna. People will know what Klarna is now. I'm sure you can use it to buy everything. Klarna, how that works is it's a finance plan that's unique for each person. So it's not something that I set. At checkout, you will be able to basically say, I want to play by Klarna, log in to Klarna's portal, and they will, I think they do a soft credit check on you. It's not like a hard one that'll show up on your record, and then they will then give you a plan based on that. So sometimes they'll say, based on your credit, we can let you spread this cost, across 3 months. Other times, if you've got better credit, they'll go, we'll let you spread it across a whole entire year. And I don't think you pay interest on that. I do. For me, allowing you to use that, and I don't mind. I'll absorb the cost. I want to get people who want to be on this program on it. It's not necessarily about the money. So yeah, you will be able to spread the cost via Klarna, but we'll explain. I mean, there's so much involved in this. It should be 5 times the price that it is. The reason we've set it at that price, Emily, to be transparent with you, is that's how much you would get paid if you landed a role that was of 14 words on Hollyoaks. And I've got this on the record from Peter Hunt. I can play you the video if you want. 14 words on Hollyoaks will land you £1,000. So our goal is to get you that first CV job. It's an incentive for you to work hard. If I put this out at £100, no one would work at it, I guarantee you. We're going to hold your hand for a year. Most people who will give you a year's course will charge you 10 times this price. But I want to set it at a price that's, people are going to have to think about whether they want to join or not. But it's going to make them work hard. And then the reward is that they're going to make their money back on the first job. We've got so many people, and you'll see in their testimonials, who have made 2, 3, 4 times their money back off the first job. So, the first couple of jobs.
Becca says it definitely works. Roger has said, loved doing it last year. Such a great course. I learned so much.
Yes, Roger. And if noticed, I'll go and have a look in the First CV or Fast Track group today, folks, because I've posted a post for past students to join us on this new intake as well, with a very heavy discount as a thank you for being part of it in the past as well. So thanks for the lovely comments. Appreciate that.
Constantinos has asked, do we also get monthly access to Act On This during the First Track program, or is this still charged separately?
Charged separately. That, I mean, it's dirt cheap. It's £6.75 a week. No, we couldn't do we couldn't do that as well. It's just from a business model, it doesn't make any sense to kind of do that. But there are going to be potentially some bonus sessions that are part of the Acts On This membership that you might get access to when we build this course. But I still think there's nothing of more value than a monthly membership to Acts On This. Nowhere else gives you 14 hours of coaching with the biggest names of the game for less than half of what, for 27 quid, it's half of what everyone else charges for a 2-hour workshop. Most people do a 2-hour workshop for 60 quid, 14 hours plus 140 previously recorded sessions in the members area, and that's on this for the price of a large latte a week. That is always going to be a separate cost. It does, it complements the program really, really well though, because you're going to be introduced every week to great casting directors that you can apply the strategies in the program to. Next week we've got Alyssa Rogers on Acts On This. We've got Michelle Smith's daughter, they cast Waterloo Road, Rachel Smith, coming on soon to do a session with us. Waterloo Road might, that's going to be a show that we were saying before, Petch, might even end up
potentially.
We're seeing maybe potentially turn into a serial drama. Like it suits that format. And I know they're doing another 3. They came back and they're doing 3 seasons of it, isn't it? So they've done 1 already. One's in shooting now, I think, and then there's gonna be 1 more after this, guaranteed. So, you could definitely use these strategies, for any kind of show.
Bet quickly asks, can we have an in-person graduation this time? I haven't been at North for a while.
Yeah, do you know what I've always wanted to do? Now we've got merch. We've got Acts On This merch. I wanted to create a first TV Fast Track graduation T-shirt, and then we all get together. And everyone gets a T-shirt, or maybe people just get one if they get their first job. They get a bit of swag or something like that. Like I did it, or on the back. I don't know. We can maybe do something like that.
Book the role. Yeah,
booked it or something like that on the back of their T-shirt, something like that. Yeah, Beck, we'll try. We'll try and make something happen. I genuinely want to do more in-person stuff this year.
So just because I've asked these 2 people to keep waiting, I figure we might as well just carry it on with the Q&A. Beth Sanders has asked over on Instagram, my son is on Spotlight but needs an agent. Do you recommend we write to several different agents and ask them if they could represent him?
Yeah, so but what I would suggest, Beth, so on Acts On This, we host sessions every single week, like I say, with industry pros, and we've got so many, if I share my screen with you again, so many sessions with agents in the members area. If I go back out here, I'll show you, because before you reach out to any agent, you really have to understand how agencies work and understand how the business is. Just right in saying, will you represent my son? It's not going to be a good idea. You need to sort of understand how you would package up his Spotlight. Did you say he was on Spotlight, Petch?
Yes, he is on Spotlight.
So how you can market that Spotlight profile properly. So there's a section here full of great agents, okay? And in each session, these are 2-hour sessions. We walk through who's in their office, for example, how would they like people to reach out to them, what to send them. We ask 9 questions that are the same on every session to agents about approaching them the right way, what they want to see on show reels, what they don't. The more specific you can get in your approach to an agency, the better. So researching the agent, why you feel that agent would be a good match for your son. Do they rep people who are doing work on the shows you think your son is suitable for, on the shows that he would want to work on, and then you can align ultimately what you're sending to appeal to the agent or multiple agents within that agency. You do a much better job than just a blanket, dear sir, madam, here's my son's Spotlight, will you rep him? So I would suggest, again, I don't want to say just go and get an ad to this membership, but if you watched a few of these sessions, Alex Priestley, for example, fantastic agent, reps both adults and kids. That session with Alex and her assistant, Georgia, we literally break down why she's taken on some clients recently. This is Isabel Smith. She's in Hollyoaks right now. Young actor. I don't know how old your son is, but we literally look at the approach that Isabel made to Alex, why she signed her, what it was that was in the email that she sent that appealed to Alex and Georgia. We break down different clients. I take like 3 signings that they've made recently and say, look, why did you sign this person? Why did you sign this person? There's David Tyker, you'll see, was a Hollyoaks regular for 4 years.
He's 20.
Oh, he's 20. Oh, no, this is perfect. Yeah, I was going to say, if he was under 16, you should get a membership to Act On This and just you watch the sessions to guide him. But if he's 20, he needs to know this stuff himself, because this will put him so far ahead of other people in his age bracket. We've had members. I always use David Carpenter as a great example. He stars in ITV's The Bay at the moment. He joined us when he was 16, but man, that guy was just a hustler. He just took in all the information that we put out in these sessions. He ended up signing with Alex Priestley, this agent I've got up right now. No drama school. Didn't spend thousands of pounds on training, this, that, and the other. Just really understood the business and was just naturally a good actor. And then he hustled his ass off, got a cracking show reel, made from scratch, understood how to market himself to Alex via these sessions. She signed him. Now he stars in The Bay, changed his life. It's worth, honestly, even if you get a month's membership, it'll cost you 27 quid. Go and binge these features with agents. There's some of the best agents in the country, some boutique agents, massive agents, like Hamilton Adele, who reps some huge A-listers, right down to real quality boutique agents like Winterson's, Nicky Winterson, again, rep really good actors. Alex Priestley, depends if you're in the north or the south. There's some northern agents here, some southern agents. But in each of these sessions, we break down exactly how to approach those agencies. Please don't write any emails until you've taken in some of this information. You'll be so much more effective if you know this stuff before you write off, because it's a big investment of time writing to agents properly, and you don't want to get it wrong, because it's just downheartening and you're like, oh, that's it, I don't want to do it again. Do it right the first time. Just honestly.
Beth has said, thank you so much. He's done 3 years at college, but this sounds so good.
Yeah, well, honestly, I set this up, Beth, 14 years ago when I left drama school. I did 3 years at drama school, and I realised they taught me nothing about the business of the business. And still to this day, no drama schools do. We're trying to hook up with drama schools now to put a syllabus together from Act On This to just help graduates actually understand how to get work. Because I spent 4 years after graduating drama school clueless, not having a clue how the industry works, who to write to, how to get an agent, what agents did, what casting directors were relevant. So I just ended up creating what I needed, which is this platform that's now 14 years old and, sort of backed by the biggest names in the game. So even if he just spent 1 month, he would excel his career so much further knowing this stuff.
Which brings me on to my next question. John, I want to thank you for your patience. I hope you're still here. John has said, I'm a first-time listener. Is it better to let your agent contact casting directors or for you to do it yourself?
Both, John. Both. Definitely. So yeah, again, I've interviewed. I've done 950 interviews over the last 14 years with the biggest casting directors in TV. Nearly every single one of them. And if they've not been on yet, they're coming on. Barney and Gold is the only one we can't seem to get. Huge
had
casting
Kate Bone
director.
on.
We've had Kate Bone on, who's Nina's associate. Yeah, absolutely. So still people from the offices. If we can't get the main casting director on, we've had a representative from the office. Every single one, bar none, has said, please write to me. Like, I don't know if you were here when we played that clip out with Andy Morgan before. He said, we are only as good as the actors that we know. Now, if you're writing to casting directors, you need to know how to do it properly. It can't be, dear sir, madam, please give me a job. You need to, really understand you are a business and you are effectively marketing as a business to another business. As if you were a plumber and you were marketing yourself to either clients or other wholesalers. You would take that business seriously and you would do it in a professional manner, showing you understood the business and you were good at your craft. Acting is no different. There are ways that you can do this. We teach them every single week on Act On This, but it just works time and time and time again. So many actors in our membership get jobs off the back of reaching out themselves, and then when they get double bubble, it's amazing when they get opportunities themselves, and then the agent the same week brings an opportunity to the table. That's when the magic happens. But if you're only going to wait for your agent, either you're going to get half as many or even less than that opportunities. Or you're not going to get any. Like, so many people, we hear, I've been with my agent a year and nothing's happened yet. It's like, did you understand who you were signing with when you signed? Like, did you really do research, or did you jump into bed with the first agent that would have you? Did you tell them what you wanted out of your career? If you've communicated properly? There's so much you can do on your own, though. So much. And when you're breaking down, I'll say it again. I know I always say this, Petch, you'll be so bored of this, but when you break down the 40 hours, we do this a lot. When you break down the 40 working hours a week, if your agent has 80 clients, they can spend 30 minutes on you. That's 6 minutes a day. In what other industry or business would you spend 6 minutes a day on your business? Well, not even you spending it. Someone else spending 6 minutes a day on your business, and you expect to win. You expect to have success. It's crazy that actors put up with this. It's nothing against agents. They're busy and they do their absolute best, but I cannot put my destiny and my life, this one shot on earth, in the hands of someone who can put 6 minutes a day into me. I can put in an hour a day, and that's 10 times the time that my business partner, who is my agent, can put in. And it's not shade on them. They're brilliant, but I can be so much more effective working with them as well. We can both benefit from that. So yeah, you must both be sending stuff out.
I also say with the agent thing, it's like if they're taking, for example, 20% commission on the high side, but I'm using that as an example. If they're taking 20% commission, they should only be doing 20% of the work. You should be doing the other 80% of the work.
Yeah. Let them deal with it. My agent, really, they bring great opportunities to the table. So do I, but really, I'd be really happy if they just, dealt with the money and I did all the work, because they're great at negotiating. They'll always get me the best fee. That's something I don't really want to do. I don't really want to play hardball with production companies and casting directors going, pay me more. I love handing that off to my agent, but I just can't expect my agent to do everything for me. Like, that's just entitlement, isn't it? Someone said the other day, I loved it. Did I say this on Friday, Petch? I can't remember. There was a great quote, and it was talking about ambition and the difference between ambition and entitlement. And I think a lot of actors have unconscious entitlement. They're not bad people. They just expect that they should be working and things should happen. So this person was saying, Chris Williamson was his name, I think, or Williams. He does a great podcast. And he said the difference between ambition and entitlement. Ambition is where you are prepared to go out and put in the work to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Entitlement is where you sit there and expect someone else to put in the work to close the gap for you. And I thought, that resonates so much. Actors aren't bad. They just think their job's done once they've got an agent. Oh, I can sit back now. No, that's the time when you start putting in the work, because you're at the most dangerous when you've got an agent working with you and you can work with yourself, work for yourself. So yeah, don't have that unconscious entitlement where you're expecting someone else to close the gap for you. Get out there and put in the work to close it yourself with someone else if they're working with you. You'll be way more effective.
The real Karen Michelle, Karen Michelle. She's put, thanks for your response. This is my first live. This has been very helpful and informative.
Nice. Well, appreciate that. And thank you for tuning in, and subscribe on YouTube and turn your notifications on and all that stuff YouTubers say, because we are going live a lot more often now. We do, hopefully, we're going to do multiple of these a week. We've tried to do that over the last few weeks. We've been going live probably 6-7 weeks now. We do at least one of these a week, but sometimes 2 or 3. So appreciate that. Really appreciate you tuning in.
Emily has asked, what percentage is the success rate for the course?
Well, that's a tough one, isn't it? Because I could show you dozens of people who have been through it and have got their TV role. I think the differentiator between success, I can't take 100 people in and say, I can guarantee 40% are going to get TV roles, because there's such subjectivity in how much work people are prepared to put in. The people who have put the work in and followed the blueprint to the latter, I would say, we'd have to go through it, Patch. This would be a really interesting exercise. If we were really honest and we went through the students, and again, it sounds brutal, But if we went, right, who have we seen posting the Facebook group weekly, committing to this and putting the work in on a regular basis? And then we looked at the success of those people, I reckon it'd be up in the 80s.
100%, yeah.
Now, the only thing is, if you take it as a whole, the stats, Emily, of anything, how many people get a gym membership and then still have the body composition that they don't want a year later? So you can't say gyms don't work. It's like saying, how many people in the gym who sign up for your gym membership end up with a six-pack after a year? Well, 100% of people who do the sit-ups, 0% of the people who don't do the sit-ups. So that's what you've got to look at. You can read about doing sit-ups, but until you do the sit-ups, you're not going to get the six-pack. This course is exactly the same. You can read about how to get a TV job, but if you don't put in the work, you won't get one. That's a 0% chance of getting one. So out of the people who do the sit-ups, I would say 8 out of 10 or so, and those people who haven't got the job yet are getting regular TV auditions, and they're signing with agents. So it's only a matter of time for that other 20% before it'll pop for them. So yeah, I mean, when we launch the new page, the sign-up page that will be available from the 3rd of August, there'll probably be maybe 10 in-depth testimonial videos on there from people, and we've tried to get people to do testimonials from all demographics, all ages, genders, everything. You'll find someone in there that you relate to. You know, we've had people come to this program who were 65 and had no training at all and have got a first TV job. People who literally say, I'm clueless. In the testimonial, I came to this clueless, and then they've got a TV job. So yeah, it's the people who put in the work. Understood. Look sideways at my says Emily. Look sideways at my gym membership. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, gyms work. If you said how many people go to the gym are in shape, it's not going to be 100%, is it? It's 100% of the people who go every day. You know, I go every morning, Monday to Friday, and I can see the people in there Monday to Friday who I see every day, and they're in shape. The people who come in, and I've seen this because it's been June, Emily. Me and Jay, my mate, we work out in the morning together. We came in and we're getting really annoyed in June, Petch. We were coming in the morning going, why is it so freaking busy? Like, these people have come out of nowhere. We've had it like to ourselves at this time all year. And of course, it's the 3-week Beachbody goers. Oh, I'm going to Holland. I'm going to Ibiza in 3 weeks. I think I'm going to get a six-pack in 3 weeks. No, it's impossible. Like, you're not. They come in and they've got the best intentions, but they're doing damage limitation before they go away. If you'd have just put in that small amount of effort daily, consistently from January till June, you'd be in cracking shape. So that's what it is. It's small, insignificant actions each day, Emily, that add up to the big things in this program. If you send an email a day, a couple of emails a week, you know, like, and you really understand what you're marketing and how you're marketing yourself, you will find that just opportunity comes your way, you know, consistently. If you don't, it just won't happen. So yeah, it's a gym analogy.
That's 5 o'clock. Should we wrap this up with the one thing video?
I know, I can't. We came on here to talk about the one thing. I'm just talking about programs. Honestly, folks, we're not doing these YouTubes to just sell you shit. I promise you. I mean, I believe so much in what we do at Act On This that I do genuinely feel if we're not talking about it, I'm doing you a disservice if I'm not trying to get you in the membership. The one thing, the biggest piece of feedback we get from members when they join is they wish they'd have found this years sooner, or they'd have joined earlier. That's really legit. Please go and have a look on actonthis.tv. Look at the Trustpilot reviews. You'll all know what Trustpilot is. I'm sure you use it in lots of other businesses. It's the biggest review platform in the world. It's completely unfiltered. It's completely fakeable. Every review on there you'll see is verified from actual members. That's one thing that Trustpilot are great at. It's completely transparent, and you'll see we've got like 4.9 out of 5 stars for hundreds of reviews. We are super, super legit. There is so much shit sold to people in this industry that's just not legit. They're just out for a quick buck. The one thing I pride ourselves on is that Petch and I will always try and over-deliver as much as we can. So yeah, I didn't want this to just be like a big sales pitch for you guys, but like we will give you some value now.
Becca's but Emily, from someone who has completed it and has had success with it, it works for you if you work at it.
Yes, Beck. And Becky's not a plant. By the way, we've not asked her to say that. Katie, that's me. I wish I'd found you sooner. Thanks. Can't thank Ross and Petch for all they have done for me in just 3 months. Yes, Katie. And Katie, you just signed with a new agent recently, didn't you? And a great agent as well. I got your email. Was well made up for you. You got 2 offers. Katie got 2 offers of great rep from 2 great agents, so was literally spoiled for choice. But again, Katie, you only got that because you put the work in. You know, you acted on it. It's why the site's called Act On This. It's not called Watch This and just go and, you know, chill out. It's called Act On This. Here's some information that we know works because we're actors ourselves and we're working. like go and act on it, and it will work for you as well.
Kate got 5 offers.
5 offers? Bloody hell, Kate. Well, I thought it was just 2. See? It works, doesn't it? You know what I mean? But yeah, well done. I'm excited for what the rest of this year will bring for you. You signed genuinely with a really good agent there.
Alex Hewitt wants to know who gave us 4.9 stars. He's struggling to see what would make them not give the extra 0.1.
Alex, it's terrible, isn't it? I think what it is, mate, is some people, when most people give 5 stars, but then when one person out of 100 will give 4 stars for some reason, because you do get these people, don't you, who are like, I can't ever give 5 stars for anything because that means it's perfect. I'm not one of those people. I'm like, look, if it's a quality service, you're getting 5 stars. And so it's only happened when we've had the lowest review has been a 4-star out of 5, Alex. So we've had a couple of 4-star reviews. Everyone else has left a 5, but that's left us. Let me just show you. Yeah, I'm sure. Let me see what the actual stat is.
He's seething at this. Absolutely seething.
No, I'm cool with it. I mean, as I say, this is unscrewable with. You can't screw with Trustpilot. This is, that's why I pay a lot of money to be on Trustpilot as well, folks. It's genuinely really expensive. If you run a business, Trustpilot, I love it, but it's freaking dear. It's the most expensive part of our business, this Petch. It's not quite as expensive as you, but it's not far off. So if you have a look here, here's the Trustpilot reviews. Look, if I go, look at all the 5 stars though. How do I show you the 4 stars?
You need to go into it.
I think, can you see that if I click on that?
It's quite small.
Maybe let me go over to the review site and we'll filter it. I'll show you. Because I'm legit. I'm not going to hide anything from anybody either. Like, I'm still very proud of 4-star reviews. But here's the thing here. Look, 4.9. Yeah, 4.9. 242 reviews. We've got 98% 5-star reviews and 2% 4 stars. Nobody's left less than a 4. But there you go. Katie, this might be your review after last week. I've been a member of Act On This for 3 months. The insights I have gained from watching Ross and Petch's podcast have been absolutely invaluable. I joined Act On This when I found out my agent was retiring, and thanks to their podcast and comprehensive agents database, I'm now delighted to assign with a new agent. Next up, getting up to speed with all the casting directors podcasts. I wish I'd joined Act On This years ago. It is the common thread. Go and have a read of some of these folks. They're all legit, honestly. Every actor should get on Act On This. Act On This is a fantastic platform for actors. Incredibly impressive, incredible content, inspired, motivated, and well-informed. Act On This has given me confidence. What a brilliant supportive community to be a part of. Brilliant. There's a 4-starer. Act On This is a great motivator. Just a 4 though. Gilda. 4-starer. I'll take it though. 4's good. I'll take that. Empowering.
John Gray has said, I've joined and hope to find out what I'm doing wrong.
Yes, John. Well, John, go and post. Again, let me show you this now.
And just before you move off that, Emily has put, there's one saying he only gave 4 stars because there's too much stuff.
I'm sorry, there is too much value here. 4 stars. I mean, look, I'll take it. As I say, it's a completely independent review site. There's nothing I can do about that. But yeah, I mean, I really believe in what we do genuinely. So I'm very, I'm super confident if people join, they will leave a 5-star review. Let me show you. Was it John say had joined?
John.
So when you've joined, John, you'll find yourself in the members area here, mate. And there's a blue community hub logo here. If you click on that, it's going to take you over. I'm just going to click it and I have to share the new. Oh no, it's loading. Yeah. So you'll find we've got this community hub here, John, and there's a feed. It's basically like Facebook, but off Facebook. It's private. I don't want to show too much in case there is private stuff that people are like, I'm going to leave my agent, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll scroll quickly. But yeah, inside here, John, you'll find all kinds of things. There's a feed there. So post in one of these circles, in like the introduce yourself circle. Let us know what it is we can help you with, and we will help you with it this week. There's a challenge section in there where you can win Amazon gift cards by. We try and motivate people. This is this month's challenge. Just do it for July. Like, what's the one thing you're going to commit to this July? The winner gets a £20 Amazon gift card. Samantha Payne is in the lead at the moment for that. So let us know what the one thing for July is and how we can help you there. We do monthly meetups in the meetup room as well. There's a live meetup room here where you can come and have a chat with us off Zoom. It's not on Zoom. It's actually in our software here. So you can get one-to-one support twice a month there as well. And when we do a networking event once a month as well, come and post in here, John, and let us know how we can help you, mate. And we'll get on that. Petch is finishing work today now, but we'll get on that for tomorrow for you. I'm not. I never finish. So I will. I'll try and reply to you tonight if you post something in there as well. But yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you taking a betting on us, betting on yourself actually. Let's get you sorted.
Bringing it
what
back to the
Oh, go
bringing
on,
it back to the one thing. Alex Hewitt has put, Petch, I thought you were quitting. Step down so I can take over. Okay? Question mark. Well, my one thing, Alex, is
to be a train driver.
How to be a train driver. So there you go.
I love it. Yeah, Petch was doing too much work this morning. He said, I think I'm just going to... He goes, I want more structure in my life. As an actor, you don't get loads of structure. He said, I want to be on some train tracks and just told to go from A to B.
Yep.
I was like, look, Petch, it's all right. We'll get you a job on Thomas the Tank or something, voicing the train driver as opposed to...
I was going to say the fat controller then. I was like, cheers for that. You know,
no, that's Keith Wickham's job. We know the fat controller. I've worked with him on Timpo. Yeah, you're not having that job. That's a cracking job for Keith. That is. No, you can be a train or something, or
I can be a train.
Yeah, we'll get you a guest role. Right, so what we're going to do, folks, the one thing, I'm sorry, we've gone off on a tangent today, but we came on here really to help you guys get clear on what the one thing is that you're going to do this week by Friday. We will go live again before Friday to check in on people and make sure that you're on track. You're on track with that.
It's all
train
trends.
thing. Yeah. So do let us know in the comments what that thing is. We'll go back through the comments. If you watch on the replay, please let us know on the replay as well. I'd love to know what your one thing is. And we're going to finish by playing out this video called The One Thing. Now, this was basically a question we ask every guest on Act On This. At the end of each session we do with them, we say, what's the one thing you wish either you would have known in the industry growing up, like when you first came into it, or one thing you wish every actor in the industry should know now? And we've done 950 of these interviews. And over the last 10 years, obviously, we've had amazing answers to this question. Now, Petch, a few years ago now, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, decided he was going to sit down in my front room and painstakingly edit a brilliant video compiling some of the most impactful answers to this question. What's the one thing you wish you'd have known? And this is our one thing video. It's super inspiring. Please, as we're playing this out, leave comments for us if you're here on YouTube or LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever. I'd love to know what your takeaways are from this. I think it's quite rousing, Petch. It gets people a bit emotional sometimes as well. It makes people kind of really think about where they're at in their life and their career now and go, no, I'm not going to play it small anymore. I'm not going to keep making excuses. I'm going to stop caring about what other people think. I'm going to go for it. So hopefully it's going to have that impact on you. And enjoy it, And then if you want to access the full features that these quotes come from, get an Act On This membership, and we'll see you on a live call soon. We've got some cracking guests coming up. If you go to actonthis.tv/live, you can see some of our guests. We update that weekly. We do a live session every single week. There's over 140 already in the members area with the biggest casting directors and agents in the game, directors as well, writers, producers, actors. It's just a super inspiring platform to be a part of. We've got 1,000 actors in the community ready to help you, and Petch and I are on hand Monday to Friday at least, and me over the weekend. Now I have no life. Now I'm single and I have no girlfriend. I'm going to be basically just in the community on a weekend as well. So yeah.
I think the next live we do, Ross, is to get you a girlfriend.
Yeah, no, I'm getting back on the dating apps, mate. So it's fine. We'll figure that out. I'm all about it. Get on the apps. It's just so weird. I'm from an era where you went out to meet people. You didn't just swipe left and right. It's a bit lazy.
Act On This dating app. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, should we do a dating app for actors? Maybe that date on this.
On this.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Sounds
right.
wrong.
Yeah, I know. Before it gets Larry, I'm gonna play this video. Let me just find it. I've not even lined it up. It's worth the wait, this, folks. I promise you, it is definitely worth the wait. Right, I've got to just find it. It's in here somewhere. She got me all flustered talking about dating. Let's have a look. What would it be under? Inspiration, I think it's under inspirational videos.
Quickly before, whilst you're finding that, just very, very quickly, Emily Carding has asked, what's a good number for casting directors to get emailed this week? 20?
No, that's too many. I would say, depending on what you've got going on, Emily, it's far better if you can jump into some of those sessions in the members area. I know you remember. Jump into some of those sessions with the casting directors you want to target. Watch those sessions and pull one thing. It's all the one thing today, isn't it? Pull one thing out of that session to open your email with in terms of, hey, Daniel, if it's Daniel Edwards, for example, saw your session on Acts On This, just wanted to say what you said about really resonated with me, so I wanted to reach out and just introduce myself. My name's Emily. One sentence on your casting site where you are. Here's a link to my spotlight. Love the work you did on such and such a thing. If you've got a genuine compliment for something they've cast, and then just get your spotlight link in there so that that person can go over and watch your stuff, or a link if you're not a spotlight to a show reel somewhere or a clip of something somewhere online just to introduce yourself. If you can write 3 to 5 really targeted emails this week, 1 a day, that's much better than copy and pasting 20. You know, make them count, make them focus, make that person feel, you know, like you wrote to them for a reason. You're not just carpet bombing the whole industry. And then you can do 20 over a month, and then, you know, over 12 months that's 240. You know, really concise, focused emails. You will find it impossible not to get opportunity from that. I promise you, if you do that properly, your career could change quite quickly. So that'd be my advice. Right, I'm going to play this video. It won't let me upload it to this platform, so hopefully it still looks and sounds okay for you guys. But leave us some comments as this is playing out, and I just really hope you, enjoy it, and this motivates and inspires you to go and do that one thing this week that maybe you were going to put off or you weren't going to do until you saw this video. So with that, Petch, the gym, get on that. Well, I'll play this now, and with that, have an amazing week. We'll catch up with you very, very soon. Until next time, Petch, you know what time it is? 3, 2, 1.
Bye
for now. I think we were almost in time there. Right, bye for now, everybody. Enjoy this. I've interviewed over 70 of the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV. I asked them all, what's the one thing every actor should know? Here's what they said.
Just don't expect it to be easy, because it's really not. Just be prepared for the tough times as well.
Be a bit more confident, like be a little bit more confident to say, like, to a director, you know, oh, how about I try it like this?
Don't overthink that thing that you've done in the room or that you've said or whatever it is. Just kind of, once you've left the room, park it.
Yep.
And just walk away and just forget about it.
As soon as you've done an audition, forget you've done it. That I had to learn to do early on.
Don't fear us or the process, and always leave it in the room. I know you can't do it in the room with the self-tapes, but always leave the audition there. Move on. Don't kind of fester over it and think about it.
A few things. Firstly, you do you. It's a long game, and if we bring you in the room, it's because we think you're good.
Every audition you go to, we want you to get the job. We want you in that moment to be the one that gets this.
The people on the panel want you to be good. We really want you to be good. No one is against you. Don't come into the room thinking, oh God, don't worry about it. We all want you to be good.
Prepare more, to worry less, and to know that the casting director wants you to be good. And we are just here to help.
The only people that are not going to make it to where they want to make it to, wherever that may be, is because they're not persistent. And yes, there may be loads of reasons why you can't stick to it, right? But if you can stick to it, there is a payoff.
If I was to give any kind of advice to any young actor, or not even young actor, just any actor, is do your work, because you need to do the work in order to make it look like you don't do the work.
Nothing beats good work ethic.
Do your homework, do the hard graft, do the stuff you need to do before you even get on the gig.
Be better tomorrow than you were today, even if you were brilliant today.
Make it about the work and not about the success.
You can have it all. You can. The only thing to stop you is you. Nothing can stop you. You see a fucking obstacle, kick through it, climb it, smash it up, fucking burn it, get through it. The only way out is through. You can have it all.
Be happy, you'll work more.
Don't stress. You know, it's like, you're going to enjoy the ride so much more if you're relaxed.
Listen more to the daring side than the devil on your shoulder saying, don't do it.
Always remember why you decided that you wanted to be in this industry. And I don't think we're told enough to remember why. So every day when you wake up, just remember what it feels like when it feels good. Because I think you'll agree that when it's not going so well, it's really shit and it hurts. But my God, when this industry, when your work is going well, when you get that call that says they want you, there is not a feeling on this earth that compares to it.
No part is worth robbing yourself of years worth of happiness now.
The industry is the way that it is, and you are what you are. How can you make it so that this industry, whether it's what you wanted it to be or not, is something that you can take joy from in some form? And if you can't get joy from it, take a break.
Be kind to yourself.
Look after your mental health more than anything. That's vital. Enjoy life. There is more to it than this fucking industry. When it's not fun, change it.
Just take good care of yourself. You're a human being, so take good care of yourself. Make sure you're happy. Make sure you're together and well and at peace.
It absolutely makes no difference to you whatsoever if someone else is doing well or badly or whatever. It makes absolutely no difference. So you can take joy in someone else doing something good.
Don't watch anyone else's journey. You know, your journey is your own. And the sooner you can let go and celebrate other people's success, the sooner you're going to be able to achieve your success.
People put on social media the character that they want you to think they are. And that involves all the success and all the joy and all the happiness. And that can have a massive effect on the people reading it. But just remember that that's not always the truth.
Don't be shy. Be curious and just ask questions of people. They love it more than you'd ever imagine.
You need the people around you who can just ask the right questions and just get on with being an actor, and a good one at that.
How privileged we are to be in a world and a society that entertains and makes people think and makes people happy and makes people smile and makes people sad and makes people cry. How wonderful, what a privilege it is to be part of that. And I think it's really important that we never lose sight of that, no matter how shit it is, how much shit the world is and how shit we feel our contribution to the industry is.
Kind of look after each other a bit, really.
Support your mates, look after each other, and support and collaboration is what this is all about.
We're all in the same boat. Casting directors, producers, directors, makeup artists, everything. We're all just trying to make it work.
Everybody is the same and everybody worries about whether they're making the right decisions from the top to the bottom of the industry.
We're all thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
We're all wondering if the other person thinks we shouldn't be there. You know, the best thing to think is we're just human.
Casting directors are nervous, directors are nervous, producers are nervous. We're all fucking bags of nerves. But what we all have to do is learn to manage them.
We're all learning. Sometimes you learn from getting things wrong.
Being kind isn't a weakness. If kindness is at the core of what you're doing, then you'll never go wrong, will you?
It's just about being a nice person and showing up and like being good and not misbehaving and just being nice to have around.
No one's better than anybody else. So when you know, if you're lucky enough and you get any sort of theatre telly job, to treat everybody that you meet the exact same.
Believe in yourself. That's what I want to give you guys in the industry. That's one thing. Believe in yourself.
Just bloody believe in yourself, because there's no reason why you shouldn't. Just go out there, believe in yourself, be confident, trust your judgment, and one day it will happen. It's going to happen.
Just know who you are, because this industry will try and change you. It will try and say you're not good enough. You know what you can do and what you bring to the table. So just in the words of Mufasa from The Lion King, remember who you are.
You're fine. You don't have to change yourself. But being yourself is one of the hardest but most rewarding things that you'll ever get to do.
Your face is perfect for somebody. You know, you are, everybody's individual, and it's important that you mustn't try to be anybody else.
Have confidence in your own ability. It's a precarious, scary profession at times. It's overpopulated, but there is space for you. There's a room for you to show the gift that you've got. And it's about holding on to your own talent and persevere and keep moving forward, and things will happen.
Have the confidence in yourself and be proud of your work and who you are as an actor, and don't kind of feel you have to fit the mold of someone else or something else or anything like that. You know, This is your career. Be selfish in a kind and polite way. But, you know, you got to work for yourself.
Do your best and try and be as realistic as possible about what your best is. Know that your best is probably not Liam Hemsworth's best right now. You haven't had that number of auditions. Your best isn't Idris Elba. You haven't had A, B, and C. Your best is your best. Try and do that. And outside of that, and once you've done your audition with that best, just leave it behind as much as you can.
Don't worry too much about everybody else is doing. Just, practice your craft, get your stuff together, get your ducks in a row, as you'd say, and just concentrate on what you want to do and where you want to be.
Believe in yourself, believe in what you do, and be just really kind of empowered by that, and try not to worry about what other people think, because they'll always have their own opinions.
If you're going in the room for a job, you've got just as much chance of getting that job as any other person there. You're in that room because somebody thinks that you can do it.
Don't let other people measure your worth. It's not up to anyone else. They don't get to decide whether you're good enough, whether you should have something. You decide. You are the only version of you. There might be 10 people who can play a part, but you are there's only one of you. And based on that, you have to go, that's a gift.
Be yourself. I don't mean as an actor when you're acting, but when you go and meet people, present yourself.
So many people, I've mentioned this before, tape, come in, even write an email, already saying, I am not good enough, I am not worthy. Yes, you are. That's why you're here.
Every audition is a chance for you to practice your craft. So embrace it and enjoy it. Do what you love. Don't do things just for the sake of it. Do things because you love it.
Your mind is the strongest thing that you have as a tool, whether that be an actor or not an actor. And if you use that tool to your advantage, then you can put yourself in any situation and compete with the best.
That Ross Grant has the best arms.